Hello YouTubers. Today we're going to be working on this 05 Mustang 4.0. It's reading a code of PO132, which is an O2 oxygen sensor, bank 1, oxygen sensor 1. And the way you determine which bank you're on, it's going to be where your first cylinder is. And I'm not too sure about this, but on Fords usually it's on the, when you're looking at the motor, it's on the left side. That's your bank 1. That's where your number 1 cylinder is. On a Chevy, it's on the right side. That's where your number 1 piston or cylinder will be at. And I got lucky here because my wires even tell me. You can see that wire says number 1 there. So I know that's my number 1 cylinder. And O2 sensor 1 would be the upstream. Be the first one right there. See that booger? That's the one we're going to take off. It's right before the catalytic converter. There's another one behind the catalytic converter, but that's not the one we're after. It should be pretty easy. I don't think I'll need the O2 sensor wrench. I do have one, but I think I can get it with a crow's feet or a regular wrench. I soaked it with WD-40. You always want to do these on these whenever you mess with the exhaust, because those bolts, as you can see, they kind of want to weld on there with the heat. So let's get after it. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention one of the symptoms. It's shifting irregularly, and it's consuming a lot of fuel. And when I scanned it, I have a little scanner, and that's what it read. So we're gonna shoot for that first and see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna crawl under the car and see if I don't get you dizzy. Oops. Flip this phone around. And here's the O2 sensor we're looking at from the bottom. That's the upstream, and that's the downstream. It's either on the catalytic converter or after the catalytic converter. And as you can see, this should be easy. Look, it's some have a, I don't know, a collar where you got to use a special wrench to get to it. And this one, it's right there open, so I shouldn't have any issues, but you never know till you get to it. First thing you want to do is check your wiring. Make sure that wiring's not messed up. Maybe that could be the issue, but either way, you're gonna have to replace it. Okay, here we are under the car, and this takes 22 millimeter. See if I can find that oxygen sensor. There we go. Working with one hand here. I sprayed it with WD-40 and it sat there for about 30 minutes while I ran some errands, and it was kind of hard to break, but look, it's loose now. Piece of cake. But what I do first is just to show you that I'm using a 22 millimeter. I did it on my BMW, and I had to use a crow's foot on that one. It was hard to get. What I like to do is I like to disconnect it first, and here's your connection. That way the wire won't get all tangled up as you're turning the oxygen sensor. All you do is press on this. Let me see if I can zoom in for you. Press on this clip right here. And if it's hard, spray a little bit WD-40. I use the silicone one. I guess you're not really supposed to spray on plastic, but it helps. It does wonders. I haven't had any issues yet. Like this one was hard. Sprayed it with WD-40 and it should come off. There we go. It's off. So all you do is push on this little clip right here. Push it down right here. Press down on that tab and pull it. You might want to hold the other end so you don't stretch that wire. But I've got the camera on one hand, so see. And another thing you could do, let me climb from under here and give you another tip. I guess if you're not gonna use the old oxygen sensor and you can't get it with this, because you might strip it. If it's real tight and you're turning with this open end will strip it. Maybe you can cut this cable since you're not gonna use it and run the closed end wrench through there and grab that and turn it. It almost fits through here with this end, but see, it just catches on that clip. But I mean, if you're not gonna use the old one, just cut it, snap, run this wrench through it, and you got the closed end where you can have more power without stripping it, because I've stripped bolts just using an open end. That's a little tip there if you want to try that. And this is what I was talking about when I said if you're not gonna use this oxygen sensor, you know it's not good, snip it off like that and then run your closed in wrench through it, and that's gonna give you more strength where you won't strip it. But that's an idea. And this is the new part from AutoZone, and that's for an 05 Mustang 4.0. Okay, we're down here now. We're gonna install a new oxygen sensor, and when you install the new one, it's gonna have a cap. Go ahead and take off the cap and gently go in here and insert it. Don't be bumping it everywhere. Let's see. Okay, and sometimes it's tricky. It just doesn't want to grab. And don't hook the connector yet till you get it in there and tighten, because you need that wire to be spinning around. See how, I don't know if you can see up there how it's turning. And if you connect it, you're gonna have hell every time you try to tighten it, and when you get off of it with the wrench, it's gonna flip back to where it was. Hand tighten it till it gets tight where you can't do it no more. And like I said, see, that connector is gonna be spinning round and round. So see, and if you connect it, it's gonna go back to the same place because it's gonna have tension trying to make it go back. And I think it's getting tight now. Okay, come on, connector, flip over this way. Yeah, I think it's hand tight. Now let me get this out of the way so you can see. Let's get the wrench. Again, we're doing is it a 22? Yep, 22 millimeter. Now you can go for it and tighten it. Put a good snug tightening on it. And you can go buy a cheaper wrench and cut it in half. This one's real long. I've got a few of those that I've bought and cut them in half, so when you get to tight places, like this one's actually too long, but it'll work. And there we go. That's pretty snug. And now you hook up the connector. See if I can get it with one hand. Okay, it's hard to do it with one hand, but what I did is I hooked it up. I didn't clap it yet because I wanted to show you how I do it. And sometimes you just squeeze your hand in there. And here it is. Like I said, I put it where all I got to do is push it. Just wanted to show you how I do it. I grab it with one hand, and then all you do is press on it. There we go. Now it's in there. Yep, that's in there. Just grabbed it with one hand and squeezed it together. And when you take it off, this is the clip I was talking about. You push down on this little clip here and you pull it out. And make sure you hold the other end. All right, let's see. Clear the code and we're good to go. Okay, we got the oxygen sensor changed. Took it around the block. Perfect. Check engines off. Nothing. It's running better. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys.